Hello guys, and thanks for watching another fourth gear video. Today I'm going to give you a quick overview of the controls in the cockpit of the Datsun 620. It's very simple. It's a very simple truck, not like today's vehicles that have thousands of menus and screens, etc. So this is a back to basics truck. So let's go inside and I'll show you. First thing you see on this leftmost is this is actually a choke knob that I added. It doesn't come on normal 620s, so disregard that. Just underneath that you have the fuse panel, and there's only 6 fuses for the fuse panel. I don't have the cover for it, but I have a diagram on what each fuse does. Then you have the light switch. This is 2 positions. So first position is for your parking lights, second position is for your regular headlights. And then you have the vent. So this vent does not there's no fan or forced air that comes through this vent. Basically you just open this and it opens the door, or opens the little baffle on the front, and it lets air in when you're driving, and you shut it. But there's no forced air from the fan, which we'll cover in a bit. This is your turn signal stalk, up and down, and then you have the high beam, low beam. There's no flash to pass, like that doesn't do anything. This is your steering wheel, very basic. Here's your horn button. It's off right now, so it doesn't make a sound. Okay, as we go into the cluster, this is a empty panel. It just has the D for Datsun. Some vehicles were equipped with a tachometer there. It was optional on, I think, on the King Cab models. This one doesn't have it. You have the indicators for your turn signals. You have a very basic speedometer in miles and kilometers. There's no trip meter. Just an odometer for your miles driven. As you go to the other side, there's a temperature gauge up top, fuel gauge, and then you have the charge light. That's for your charging system. It'll actually, it's not an on and off light. It will flicker on if you're charging low, so you can it's kind of like, it's very dim. If it dimly comes on, it means you're not charging enough. If it's completely red, then you're not charging at all. The brake, that's for your parking brake. High beam, that turns blue when you turn the high beams on. And then the oil, same thing, shows you oil pressure. And it's not an on and off light. Like a lot of people think it's just an idiot light. No, this one, it will flicker when you have low oil pressure. It'll stay on when you have no oil pressure, and it's off when you have full oil pressure. So it's kind of variable, both of those. That shows you the state of the engine. This is your wiper and wash. So 2 positions only, 1 for low, 2 for high, and then you turn it to activate the wash. This is obviously your cigarette lighter. Interesting, but we don't see that much anymore. Okay, as we move lower from the lighter, now you can see the ashtray. And what these are actually places where you would put the cigarettes as you're driving and smoking. You don't see that very much anymore. I use it for storage. Next to that is your dimmer switch. This is for your control or your dash lights. It doesn't make a lot of difference because the dash lights are very weak anyway, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. Just below that you have the parking brake, which you turn and then you push, or you pull and then you push. Next to that you have the vent. So this is interesting because there's a fan there that controls that it just sends air into the cabin. Now if you pull on it, the air is directed to the sides, so it comes out this side and this side, And all that does is it sends air to your feet or whatever. And then if you push it, then the air is directed to this vent. It comes out of here. It's not air conditioning, it's just regular air. But you can have heat by going to the next panel. Okay, so this is the climate control, I'm doing air quotes, climate control panel. So there's two settings. This is off, and it has a fan setting on it, but that doesn't do anything. So all this does is if you move it over, you get to this side, you get heat. Very hard to do. And back, you get no heat. And how you control how much heat you get is by moving this. So this is like hotter heat where you get the full, and then less and less until you get just cold, which is not really cold, it's room temperature. Now this is the fan switch. Pull 1 for first 1 speed, 2 for 2 speeds. That's how you control the fan, which is weird because this one is marked fan. Maybe they switched them. So I have to see if that was inadvertently changed at some point. Okay, so this is a period correct cassette player. So basically you have your on and off volume, and then you have like for some adjustment here. I believe it's for your tuning. No, because your tuning is on this side. This is for your station up and down. Then you have your other sound tuning. Oh, this is for left and right. I forget. This one is left and right speaker, and then you push for seek, which you just do that. This is the cassette player. This is how you eject your cassettes. This is how you switch directions on your cassettes, because you know cassettes have 2 sides. So you can play side A or side B, or you can fast forward, rewind. This is your control. We call it an equalizer. Now you just have like settings on new cars. You have like rock settings, jazz settings, whatever. But before we used to control everything manually. And this is your display. Okay, at the top, and you see that it's cracked. This is very common in Datsuns where this cracks. At the top you have this little warning light, and on this model it's just a fasten seatbelts light that comes on. That's what it sounds like. On some California models, because I've seen those too, you have 2 sections. You have the fasten seatbelts and like an EGR light here. It's divided. So you in yours you may have slightly different. And as you move to the passenger side, you just have this glove box, which currently mine is kind of stuck, so I need to work on that, but just turn and it opens. And you have the other vent, you can direct it, but and then this is the how you open the baffle to let air in, but again it's not forced air. Okay, as we get down, this is the console area. And some models that have air conditioner, these panels, both of these panels come off. They're just snapped on, so you can snap them off. So some models on here, they had the air conditioning controls on this panel. They just removed it, put the air conditioner in there. And then this panel is actually another radio control. So it has the 2 knobs and the square, so you can put a radio there. Now what you could do with this panel, I believe, is you could take this panel and put it up here as a delete for the radio. Mine doesn't have it. This is the storage. This is the shifter or gearbox, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, reverse. Mine doesn't have a 5-speed. A 5-speed would have been this way and up. And then this is the transfer case, because mine's a 4-wheel drive. So it's very simple for low, neutral, to high, and for high. Okay, just to finish off, I'll show you the ignition key, which is here. Just turn it for on, start. Mine's a little loose, I need to fix that. This is your hazard for your emergency lights. So as far as the cabin, it's very simple. Bench seat, you have seat belts here. You have a dome light just there, and you have a switch to turn it on, turn it off. Right now it's off because the ignition is off, and again the sunroof, which most 620s do not have. So anyway, that was a short overview of the controls in the cabin on the Datsun 620. I hope you liked it. Now I have playlists for other videos that I've done, other things that we've done with this truck, how we're fixing it. So more of that is coming. So thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you on the next one.